Please give a warm Farm Bureau welcome to Zippy Duvall. Zippy.
Well, good morning to you. All right, y'all pretty awake and ready to go. I'm excited about being here, and I wanted to start off by saying welcome to Washington, to your city. That Mr. Trump says he gave it back to the people, and that's an interesting process that we're going through. So it's an exciting time to be in Washington. I want to start out by saying thank you. A couple of weeks ago, I got to spend almost a week in Kentucky, and went to the machinery show and was able to speak to your president, county vice presidents and presidents conference. Had a wonderful time, and your state was great host, and I just really enjoyed my time to be there with everyone, and hope to get back real soon and get out into the countryside and visit some of the farms someday. I want to brag on your leadership group, Mark and Eddie and Fritz and all of them. They do such a good job representing Kentucky farmers and ranchers, and I just really appreciate their guidance. So please give your leadership group a round of applause. While you're in town, I know you've heard everybody say this, but it's important for you to talk about these key issues, and those key issues around regulatory reform. And I know we've talked about it for years and years. We started Ditch the Rule campaign, and I got a great announcement. At 2 o'clock today, I have been invited to come to the White House to watch the President of the United States sign his executive order to review WOTUS. And go, yes. In that review is a movement to dismantle what we know as waters of the U.S. and put it back to where it needs to be, and using some common sense of how we have regulations around waters of the U.S. So I'm just really excited about being part of that. And you know, for our group to be so involved in something, this is an exciting event today to happen. Hope nothing else happens to keep it from happening. You never know. Immigration reform, I know you guys are really getting nervous. I'm hearing phone calls from farmers all over the country. The people that are in their communities, whether they're undocumented or documented, they're all nervous as a cat. And some of them aren't showing up for work, and whether or not we're going to get our H-2A program work, and it's going to be overwhelmed, I'm sure, that there won't be enough staff in there to handle the request. And it surely won't be enough staff in the consulates in the countries that we're trying to get those workers from. So we're really concerned about what's going to happen on the labor front, but we're going to be there working for you. Tax reform is important. Don't forget, let's get rid of estate taxes, and we've been pushing that for that years. Farm bill, we stepped out in front last year and done a lot of work getting ready to have this discussion on Farm Bill. The hearings have been started already. Your organization is as ready as it's ever been to have this conversation. But remember, you are the key, the grassroots, and as you give us your input, it's important. And then, of course, trade and what's going on around all the tough talk. I'm trying to assure that our neighbors to the south and to the north, we appreciate our business relationships with them. We appreciate them being our customers, and we look forward to continuing to work for them. But we also look forward to working with this administration to attempting to fix whatever problems in the NAFTA or any other trade treaty that he has, but to make sure that we protect agriculture in those trade treaties and new trade treaties to come down the pipe. So don't forget to mention to your congressman and senator how important trade is to agriculture. It's 20 to 25% of our production goes out of this country, and we need to make sure that we continue to do that. And then to sum up what I wanted to say or end up, I'm on a mission. Last year we was talking about uniting agriculture. Trying to go to the Hill with one voice so our friends on the Hill doesn't have to pick winners and losers. We had a great conversation across America talking about being united, and I'm seeing fruits of that discussion from other organizations calling and say, what can we do? Where we need to go with this? How can we work together to do this? It's a wonderful feeling to have that. This year it's about engagement. You know, our people went to the poll in November and changed the course of history for our country. A lot of us are sitting back saying, I've done my job. We got the right people in Congress. We got the right people and person in the White House. They'll take care of it. Or my state or my county farm bureau or American Farm Bureau will take care of it. Don't let our grassroots relax. Our job is not done. It just started. If you remember what President Trump said, he said this is a transition from an administration, not to one administration to another administration. This is a transition of power from administration to the people, you. And he was talking about you because you're the ones that went to the polls across rural America and changed the history of this country. And don't let them forget that. And don't let everybody relax. Our job has just started. Engagement is what we got to live by this year and next year to make sure that our voices are heard. Thank you, Kentucky Farm Bureau. Thank you for what you do. You have a great organization, and I love working for you. God bless you.